a lot of you probably know, I am Keo's full-time video editor, and we recently took a big transition on his main YouTube channel to put a lot more production and a lot more effort into each video. The first of these videos just went up a couple days ago, and I wanted to make a sort of quick behind-the-scenes just look at what went into making the video. If you haven't seen the video yet, it'll be linked below, and I highly recommend you watch that before you watch this. So this is a video where Keo, Shiro, and Grim all move between their setups in between each round of Valorant. So as you might imagine, there's a lot of logistics that went into this video and a whole lot of cameras. And because of all of that, I flew out to California to shoot this video. And real quick, I just want to say it's really cool to say that I travel to California for work now. That's pretty freaking cool. It's something I didn't expect. This was a 9-camera shoot, including all 3 of their gaming setup perspectives. So we have those 3 perspectives recording the whole time at each of their desks. I had a GoPro on the stairs. I had a GoPro in Keo's bedroom, which linked Grim's setup to Keo's setup. We had a camera recording on the back wall in Keo's stream studio. I had a camera on sticks outside. I had a handheld camera where I was running around the whole house getting a bunch of different shots. And finally, we also had an iPhone recording like a POV angle of Aiden. Unfortunately enough, my GoPro that was in Keo's bedroom actually completely corrupted all of the files. I don't know what happened, but it basically starts playing the first 20 to 30 seconds of the clip and then completely just freezes, but the audio continues the entire time and everything seems fine with the file. So unfortunately it turned into an 8-camera shoot, but luckily that was the least important camera angle. It's actually pretty funny because the only salvageable clips from that footage are clips that you'll see in this video of me checking to make sure it's recording. So that is kind of the production side of everything. We had 9 cameras rolling the entire time. And to sync it up, I actually just kind of did it in clusters because there were enough cameras within each proximity that I could do a clap for 3 cameras at a time, and then from that kind of sync everything together from that. I wasn't exactly sure how well it was going to work, but it actually ended up working really well because all 3 setups were recording and they were in a Discord call the whole time, so I was able to sync up their 3 perspectives really well, and I synced all the other cameras based on those. I always think it's important to acknowledge and talk about mistakes on set to improve on the next production, and while you could consider the GoPro incident being a mistake, I would say that's not really something I had control over. It's something I possibly couldn't have known on the day of the shoot. I did make quite a few mistakes in my exposure of my handheld camera. I was going in and out of the house a lot and into different rooms with completely different lighting. So there are quite a few shots that would have been incredible that are just way under or way over exposed. And that's just something that I probably could have maybe used an auto aperture setting or something to help that exposure come a little bit more to balance. I don't mean to flex or anything, but I did do this production by myself. Obviously there were a lot of other people there, but as far as the technical production, making sure everything was rolling and everything like that, that was me. But I think other than those couple hiccups, the production went really, really well, and it made editing the video a whole lot easier. And speaking of the editing, I think this is a good time to get into a little bit of post-production. I don't want to waste too much time, but basically I just threw everything in a timeline, time synced literally every camera. It was a 2-hour timeline with 9 layers. From there, it was pretty simple. I just went through each perspective individually all the way through a single camera perspective, and I just chopped out the little bits that I thought might make it into the video while leaving everything synced up. So I left all the gaps and everything. The timeline was still 2 hours long, with every little bit from every camera angle that I thought might work. And also on a project this big, I kept just duplicating the sequence when I was ready to move on to the next stage so that I didn't lose anything that I might need later, which actually ended up helping me a couple times. I also for the first time made a BTS sequence for just random behind the scenes shots, and that made making this video a whole lot easier. And then after I had all of the perspectives gone through and I made a new sequence, from there it was really the nitty-gritty picky details of figuring out the timing of when to cut between different cameras, whether or not to use every camera angle that I had kept, because obviously there were times in the video that all 9 were there, and obviously I'm not going to use 9 camera angles for a single 3-second clip. So that's where this edit really started getting tedious, and it took a lot more time. Not only had I already gone through 18 hours of footage, but now I was going through another 9 or something hours of footage between all the different layers, picking out which to use. But other than that, there wasn't anything super crazy about this edit. It was just a big multicam edit. I could have done a multicam sequence, and I thought about doing that, but I just thought that would end up being more work because not everything is completely chronologic. It's very close to completely chronologic, but especially when they're transitioning, like if one person's running up the stairs and one person is running outside, those happened basically at the same time. So to be able to show both, I had to kind of shift time a little bit, and I think that would have been more difficult using a multicam sequence. And I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have for you. I wanted to just make a quick video talking about the behind the scenes of this video. I'm very, very happy with this video. If you haven't watched it, please go give it a watch, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, as always, do the right thing, good vibes only, and never stop creating. Peace.